We are here at ACT Expo with Chris, Head of Product Marketing at ABB E-Mobility, talking about fleet electrification. Maybe you've got some trucks, maybe you're looking at getting more trucks running on electricity. This is a great place to start and grow what you need for that infrastructure, right?
Exactly, Kevin. Yeah, so what we're going to talk about and start with is our A series. So this is our all-in-one A400. What you have here is 400 kilowatts that you can deliver energy dynamically across 2 ports. So you can scale from 300, 100, 250, 150, etc., based on the profile of your fleet and what you need. It's also the easiest to install because basically all the power modules are inside, so it's just a drop and go.
And then yesterday we saw the presentation how this kind of leads into the next system, change of faceplate, different delivery system as you start to grow, correct?
Yes, exactly. So this is the, let's say, the foundation piece where we started to do the domain separation. So what we're going to show you as you walk through is this exact same screen. Here you see it's push button, here you see it's 32-inch screen. That same experience domain can be configured and it goes with you as your fleet grows.
Gotcha. So once we get this set up, how quick is it from install to we're running now?
It's pretty much instant. So you have your commissioning, your installation. As long as you have your metering, that's good. If you're behind the fence, then of course you don't need metering. So you just begin to charge.
And this system can be configured to whatever your fleet needs based on size, application, how often you're charging?
Well, this one is very easy to start with, but of course it tops out at 400 kilowatts. So this is good for potentially if you need, let's say, a quick charge coming back, depending on the size of your battery. But what we've also built is a configurator to take in your requests to understand the mission profile of the customer to then suggest which configuration of products you need. So we try not to start with the charger, we start with the mission profile and the use case, because the key is to deliver the lowest cost per kilowatt hour over your site.
Right. What works for you will not work for everyone, so you need to make sure. So
exactly.
You're going to want to see inside the X series. It's very cool looking. Let's move on to the M and work our way up so we can go see that one.
Perfect.
So what is the purpose of having this one have having the dispensers somewhere else? Is that so you can move charging to where you need it in your lot for bigger vehicles? Is it so you can spread it out with multiple chargers for multiple vehicles at different times? What's the reasoning for the change?
The number one reason is the business case. So when you have 400 kilowatts in an all-in-one charger, you pay as an owner for that entire power electronics, that entire grid connection. However, what we see in the market today is that most vehicles don't charge at 400 kilowatts. They charge between 60 and 80, and they look more for continuous power. So maybe the peak power is the showcase and the continuous power is the business case. So the ability to stack these 400, 800, 1200 and distribute them with the switch matrix to which charge post needs that energy is the key, because then you don't have too much capacity, and this is right sizing your capex with your opex and the utilization rate. So what I will do now is have the sound. So now when you start to charge, you have the connect to vehicle, so we have the ability to wait, and you have the sound. So this can be used for like alerting people and raising it, because maybe the inlet's on the opposite side of the vehicle and they don't know if they've connected properly.
That makes sense.
So here we have the regionalization of the software. So this is CTAP to be able to configure it. So let's confirm that. Ability to pay, maybe behind the fence you have a phone or RFID in the trucking industry. So now we have plugged in success. Now what we're looking at here is what we're working on internally is actually a range map, because not everyone gets speed, not everyone gets kilowatts. So people just want to know, how far can I drive?
That makes a lot of sense.
And then how quickly can I get there? So you see, this is where I can go from Las Vegas. Again, we take into account what is the state of charge in the vehicle, what's the battery. Potentially in the trucking industry, we would work with partners to say, how heavy is my load? Am I going up mountains in Denver or something, to get an accurate range map? And then you have the sound, return the connector. I can do that. Thank you for charging with us. You can get the receipt or you can close it here. and the ability to have the media modules like we saw previously with the logo to be configured. So this is what we've done, and what I would like to highlight is you saw the push button before on the experience domain. As you see here, this is touchscreen. This is a different screen size. So we have the exact same application that can scale based on the interaction and the screen size, depending on the universal charge post or the all-in-one A400. So you don't lose your investment that you put in with your configuration.
I do want to point out, it's a very pleasing noise that you're hearing. It's not jarring at all. I really like that. I know that's a small touch, but I really appreciate that. So this one set up for 800 kilowatts. Can this grow with you as well as if we get closer to megawatt charging standard? Could this same system be upgraded for that?
We're definitely looking into that. Because of the small volumes, we have our Ultra product, which we saw last year, which is dedicated not to take up too many stalls, but we are definitely looking into that.
Okay. All right, and we've got one more stop, which is to see what I think is the coolest part of the display, is the inside of the X Series.
Yes, let's go over there. What we have inside is our brand new liquid cooled power module. So why don't you just take a hold and we look inside.
Look at that.
So what you're looking at here, you're looking at our X800. So this is 800 kilowatts of power that can deliver the power to the universal charge post that you saw. What do we have that's very unique to the audience today? And let's look more from a customer benefit.
Sure.
Customers need uptime, because downtime means no charging. You have schedules misses, driver schedules interrupted. So what we've done is the ability to have swapping out the different power modules, so you can keep charging and keep your site and still replace the power modules, because you can insert them like racks. Another key is the efficiency of the power path. So what we've done there is we have a liquid cooled power path of liquid cooling, liquid cooling power modules, and liquid cooled cables at the universal charge post that we saw. So what you see is the ability to hook in and out, have the liquid flow through the power module on a path that really specifies where and when I add the cooling to which component, because we print these and build these in-house in Valdano. So this is what's very unique. You have the reliability, so the redundancy of the different power modules. You have the efficiency, so the ability to deliver at 98% efficiency, which may sound like, of course it's 1% from 97 and 98, but every percentage compounds as sites grow, because you are basically not able to deliver energy that you paid for. And that's obviously a huge cost as you compound it over sites and networks. And let me just go back to our liquid cooled power path again. You want to get the heat out, because the heat stays in when you have air, and you can't have a fan big enough to blow that out, so you need liquid cooling. You have the liquid cooling power module, so this completely cools the power modules when and where it's needed, and it's with IP65. For our audience, that means the power module is completely sealed and enclosed, because you don't need vents. So basically you could open it up again in 15 years and there would be zero damage to the components inside, because it's protected from the environment, which we talked about. Why would I pick one over the other? No sea salt or anything gets in here, so it's completely protected. And then here is the secret sauce, where we have a switch matrix that then routes the power to the specific charge post based on what the vehicles are asking for, or what is the strategy of our customer.
So speaking of that 1% uptime increase, that efficiency gain, if you are monitoring that close of a level, you might also be interested in getting your electricity for the lowest possible rate. And this also lets you output to a storage system.
Yes.
So if you are somewhere where there are grid rate changes, you could store it until you actually need it.
Yeah, that's a great point. You can expand with this. So we have a DC bus, which means you can add a cabinet on this, and you basically connect with the same energy. And if you want, like you mentioned, you can store that in a BESS, or a battery energy storage system, and then do basically price arbitrage of dispensing it when it's high and collecting it when it's low.
All right. I mean, I just love to look at this thing. It's very cool. When you say these can be replaced more easily, obviously it's faster to take one component out than redo it. Can they be hot swapped, or should this entire thing be shut down when we're working on that? Or are you able to just shut off the switches that are using that particular
Hot
power?
swapped.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have no more questions.
Okay.
It's very cool to see. Anything else you want to add for our viewers if you're interested in this?
Yeah, just contact us. Very happy to have these conversations with your audience to be able to figure out first what is the mission profile, and then select what is the right equipment they need to power their sites.
All right, Chris, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.